Here. All
Yes,
right, here we
sir.
go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Another episode of UnQuantized Podcast.
This is
We are
crazy. I
back.
forgot. I forgot what to do. I was like, wait, what do we do here?
I know it feels natural but unnatural at the same time. But bro, we
Yeah.
we had to come back. It's
All right.
it's just a need to be back. Yes, sir.
Okay. I was like, I was hearing myself. All right, bet.
Oh yeah. You know, a little echo going on.
Not Mark Echo.
I'm not gonna lie. Those were not the best times for fashion, bro.
Oh, it was a bad time. Averex, Mark Echo. It was. It's we've had
It
better
was
times.
it was experimental. I'll say that much. So shout out to all y'all that had on Jinko jeans.
Yeah, Lee
That was
Pipes.
a
That was the. We had some bad times. The Soldier Boy era. That was really bad. Were we wearing glasses with the writing on it? I mean, that I don't know necessarily was doing that all the time. Couple times.
wait, glasses with the writing. I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
you remember like Soldier Boy had the Soldier Boy glasses, but he had Soldier Boy written on top of it with the puff paint. It's like
That's right.
it was a time, you know.
Wait, what was worse? And we don't have to stay here, but the Soldier Boy glasses or the Kanye West glasses, the white joints with the lines on it.
The shutter, the Home
Yeah,
Depot glasses.
got the blinds on.
I had to go with the Soldier Boys as worse because they were just janky. The Kanye ones is like at least they were kind of stylish, you know what I mean? At least they had some little swag to it, you know.
Yeah, they could have been functional. You could have had a little joint on there where you turned it and it just shut the shutters for real.
Or
Oh man, what you could have sold those on Delta.
L.I.M. What
Yeah.
up, bro? He says beyond baggy jeans, not beyond baggy jeans. Immersive, what up?
Facts though. What up? What up? What up? Hold on, I didn't even know. I didn't even know it was people here. Let me pull up the YouTube while we get cracking.
It's like, man, I don't know what to do. I forget how this goes. We're a little rusty, guys. Forgive us. You know what I mean? We back.
Yeah, we wanted to hang out, man. Number one, a lot of people requested that we be back, and number two, we just felt like a need to be back because people are talking about stuff, and it's we just want to put some fun back into it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro,
I feel like it's a lot going on.
I'm tired of saying, and it's some good producer podcasts. Not everyone, so I don't want this to be like Chris is dissing all producer podcasts. But it'd be so. I'd be like, bro, it joint sounds like math problems. Like it does not sound funny at all. I'm like, bro, come on, let's make a joke. Let's be entertaining. Let's have some fun, guys. Let's talk with the chat. But talking about presets to compressors that was made in 1987 that I'm gonna never use, I could care less. You know what I mean? So we're here to be fun and talk trash.
Some sauce. The community is it's a bit under seasoned right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of cooking going on, but it's not a lot of sauce and seasoning going on.
It's a lot of Lunchables, not a lot of home cooked. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. Yeah, Lunchables, by the way, just low key charcuterie boards
for kids.
But let's see. Somebody said after. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that is like when you think about it, like damn, that is. I never thought about it like that.
No, that was the intro to charcuterie boards. Now I'm assuming that charcuterie boards were available prior to Lunchables, but that's what got, let's say, the probably Gen Z onto the or millennials at least onto the whole charcuterie board type of lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's hilarious. By the way, Immersive says after all the converter drama, I ended up buying an MPC 2000 XL. Shout out for you, man. Shout out to you. That's dope. You chose to invest in your sound. However, please tell us, if you can, tell us why you actually purchased it. I know that it's because of the drama and that there's been talk about the converters and how they make things sound better. But like, if you could, man, just share your story briefly, because I'm curious. As you know, I've always been in this space,
right?
And I'm curious as to what made you want to do it.
Yeah, we got to get into the converter drama a little bit later.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. So, listen, proper intro to the show. Welcome to another episode of UnQuantized Podcast, man. We are here. We doing things a little bit differently. We're here to bring the sauce. We're gonna give you the real, but it's gonna be flavorful, man. So sit back and relax. And shout out to everybody that's in here because we did not announce that we were doing this, and there's still some people that's in here in the chat live. You jumped in because you got the alert, you got the notice, and let's keep it real. Your notice has probably been on for about a year, and you still responded to it. Shout out to you, man.
Real ones.
Shout out to
Kevin Durant
bro.
meme. You the real MVP.
So, fam, how was your week, man?
Man, a lot of golf. You know, as y'all know, I've retired making beats. I've become a professional golfer. You know what I mean? That's why I've disappeared for the year. Not really, but you know, kind of, sort of, for real. So I've been playing
That
a lot
story
of golf.
sounds good. I like it.
So yeah, I've been playing golf, working on some business stuff. You know what I mean? In the AI music production space. You know what I mean? Me and Oracle got the fire course, getting that out there. So, it's been cool, man. What about you?
Yeah, man. Listen, my week it's been dope. It's been kind of crazy. Got a whole home restoration type of thing going on. Listen, if your garbage disposal leaks, just know your house is not going to be the same after that. That's all I got to say to you. And it wasn't even a bad leak. It was the smallest leak, but they're like, yo, that's category 3. Businesses activate. Let's everybody make some money. We're going to bring in the fans, the dehumidifiers. We're going to take up your floors. We're going to take up your ceilings. And we're going to take about 2 to 3 months to get everything back right. A lot of people make money in this process just from a small leak. But I'm learning, though. I'm learning.
I got into the wrong business.
Dog. For real. So, but anyway, my week has been it's been cool. I've been working on a new drum kit. I don't know if anybody caught my lives that I've been doing.
Oh, you've been going crazy.
Bruh, so the first one I did for 4 hours straight, where I was just cooking up for 4 hours straight, and to briefly explain what's going on. I'm rocking. Everything is real time and everything is random. So I hit buttons. I don't know what samples are going to pop up, and I don't know what drums are going to pop up. And sometimes I don't know what patterns are going to pop up. So everything is real time, but I keep going. I never stop the music. You never hear a metronome. And what I'm doing is I'm testing out the drum kits, and I'll talk a little bit more about this later. But the thing is, it's giving me random kick, random snare, random hi-hat, random open hi-hat. And the goal of the drum kit is you will never get a bad combination of kick, snare, and hat. Yeah, so that's why I'm doing it all random. And it'll come as a regular sample pack, and it'll come as an Ableton drum rack. And the Ableton drum rack is going to be kind of crazy. Like I said, I'll get into it a little bit later, but yeah, first one was 4 hours. The second one was 2 hours. I'm probably going to do another one on Saturday or Sunday, where I'm going to go for another maybe 2-3 hours, and I'll explain everything that's going on the rack and more about it. Because hey man, let's get it. Now's the time. Everybody's talking about the sound and authentic and converters, and I feel good because I've been here. So yeah, I've been here. I've been here since you all knew me. So yeah, hey man, it's a great day. Cue the Kevin Durant meme.
Do you have a cool name for the pack?
No, that's man.
You need
thank
one of
you.
those. You need one of those.
I need a cool name. Right now, the working title is Golden Era Drums. I'm not thrilled about it. It would work if I didn't have another title. But if you're watching this and you have a name for a title, I'm open. I'm open to hear it, because until you have a name, you can't do art and all of that stuff. So
I think you should play on something with the how you could pair it. It should have something about that in there.
Ooh.
I'll think on it. Now that it's in my brain, I'll think on it. I'll send you a random text like, yo, it's gonna this should be the name. It's gonna be something random.
Shout out to Pears.
So okay, so explain this. So you know more about this converter gate, right? More than anybody, right? I've been in the loop, but kind of out the loop, right? I understand it's important. So I want to hear from you, because I feel like besides the people involved that's actually in it, you probably have the most perspective of anybody, because one, like the software, hardware, that side of it, and then you also know EA Ski, and you're like a very analog, I know my sound kind of guy. So please explain this for everybody, and let's we're a little behind, but let's see what's going on with this joint.
Yeah, let's do a bird's eye view of what's happening. We'll talk about some of the people involved, a little storyline, and the actual message or the actual thing behind what's happening. So for those of you who haven't been following for the last, it's probably been 2 to 3 months now. there's been a big talk in the producer community about converters and about sound. I'm not going to dwell too much about how it started, but it started with the release of the MPC XSE. I think a lot of people didn't feel that it was SE enough. So and EA Ski, full disclosure, that's my brother. I talked to him a lot. So legend. He made a comment about, shout out to the legend. So he made a comment about Akai is selling water to dolphins, meaning it's more of the same over and over again. You're just giving us the same product. And the big beef that he had was the sound is just not there. Now let's take it off of him. My personal opinion, I do agree. And some could argue that not a lot of companies may have a sound, this, that, and the third. But my whole thing, hey, shout out to whoever just bought that. My whole thing is Akai started as a hardware company. Right. And they were known for their sound. They just happened to do it at a time when everything sounded good. But as time progressed and things changed, in my opinion, this is just my words now, it seems like the company has in terms of marketing and in terms of budget, and I don't know this to be true, it seems like, okay, people are more interested in buttons, lights, workflow. So thinking from a company perspective, and this is just me, if I wanted to save money, if I can invest more into buttons, lights, and whatever versus converters and hardware and things that go into the unit, then why not make more money there? That's what I'm guessing. And I can't fault them fully because it seems like the attention being paid to the way things sound, things like converters, things like analog warmth, they weren't really being talked about a lot.
Right.
So they weren't really being requested a lot. So if I'm a company and this is going to cost me, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. I'm like, no one's, and it's a new generation. When they started, we were all about that. But now it's a new generation that doesn't care about that as much. Why would I invest this money into that when nobody's talking about it until someone starts talking about it? Now you kind of caught with your pants down a little bit, in my opinion. Like, okay, ironically, one of the things you are a legend in the game, you kind of started a whole thing, but now you got away from half of the thing that made you the legend that you are. And someone just shined a spotlight on it. So once Andy unfollowed, back to the EA Ski thing, once Andy unfollowed EA Ski, that sent my man on a mission. He's like, all right, enough is enough. Bruh, I have never seen...
Yo, he went crazy.
Yes, he did. So what he did, he ended up doing lives and YouTubes, and shout out to him because he was never even in space.
That's fine. That's what makes it so fire. That's what makes it so great. It's like, he was like determined, like, I'm gonna be in this space, I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna speak my mind. And that's why I respect it. It's like, damn, that's crazy.
Dog, yeah, it's super genuine. And if you know him, he's that guy when it comes to like, he cares about sound over everything else. It's sound. But it's one thing to have a back and forth. It's another thing to watch something grow into what it's become. So not only did he start doing lives about it and shedding awareness to the problem, some YouTubers jumped in, kind of started going at him. And in my opinion, a lot of them didn't do their research. You never really know who you're talking to.
So, okay. What was the point of the YouTubers? That's the part where I don't understand. That's the part where I get confused. What argument would you have that disagrees with? I don't know. I'm just
content. And if you got to keep in mind, this happened when the SE came out. So if I'm a YouTuber and I'm big, Akai probably sent me an SE, and Akai I probably did a video championing the SE or something like that, and now someone's kind of coming out against it.
I get you. I get you.
And I mean, the top of the top reason to me, and I'm not one of those YouTubers, is that you need content. It's a hot topic in the producer community. Why not jump on the content? But the problem is some people jumped on it too early, and for whatever reason, they kind of didn't know who they were talking to or talking about or what it was about, and you kind of went on the wrong one.
Yeah, that's like you being around someone like this has been put in so many hours, and you trying to tell them like, yo, this is what it should be like. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, yeah, I'm sure if anybody would know about the differences, it would be, you know. And I
Yeah.
think
And
that's a
so
big issue. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you out, but I think that's
no.
with a lot of these like software, especially in the production community, right? It's like it's not much community development. It's like it's very like developers, like devs and like project managers and whoever is creating this, and they're not really
Mhm.
talking to the true audience. It's like the audience, which I think they think it is, like new people who want to produce, but the people who are selling the product and making people want to buy are these the EA skis, the bigger producer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what's driving everything. You know what I'm saying? Is like that foundation. So it's like you have to me, you have to listen to what those people want also. And I feel like it's like a big disconnect with a lot of these companies, right? It's like, and I get it, like hardware is tricky. You know, it's so many variables, it's like so much cost in it. And like, so you're trying to cut costs and be profitable. I get it. It's like a nightmare. Like I would never want to be in a hardware business because it's just logistically it's so much moving parts. It's like it's a lot. But also I don't want to keep buying the exact same thing, bro. It's like even the iPhone, people make fun of the iPhone, but at least the iPhone gives you something. It's something new. But I don't know what's new in any of these other things that's dropped. I don't in a Kai drink, besides looking different, I have no idea what's different. And it doesn't really look
Dog.
that different. It's
No,
like
it's
red.
minor.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
new well, you talking about the MPC One Plus. See, now they've got two products that they've done this with. Because of course, companies have a roadmap. So these things have been in the works for a minute. But let's think about it. The SE, different colorway. And I say different with quotations because really it's just the retro colorway that they put other things in. And then you get 2 more gigs of RAM. Well, the problem with that is the price. Because now you got a machine that costs, I forgot the price, I want to say $2,600 or something like that. That is a professional level price to the point where I should be getting some type of sound, some type of circuitry, some type of converters to make my stuff sound good. Because while I may not be a professional, if I'm a person starting out, if I'm gonna pay a pro level price, I want all the pro level shit, you know, and that's not what really was what was being given. And a lot of the audience was unaware of that until somebody brought it up. So now I'm like, as a Kai, where are you? Because what's your plan now? Because it's not going to go away. And now your company's under scrutiny about it. So if you can come up with a pro level MPC, what is the price going to be? Because you kind of maxed out on market price, in my opinion, on what you can charge for something like this. So now if you add the very things that you're lacking now, the price is going to go up even more. So can you do that? In my opinion, they should just make a pro level and then make the same level that they're doing now and do a limited run of the pro level. And that should be your SEs and all of that type of stuff.
But what happened to the days of like the separate, even like the Miko? Miko and Nico is like crazy and tragic as that story is of that whole company and all that stuff is. They had it right when it came to a lot of like making the gold versions and the standard, like it's a standard version and then it's a high quality version. It's different. It's set apart. It looks different. The insides are different. And it felt like a different machine. It's like, oh, if someone had that one, it's like, oh, okay, they paid some money for it. I like that feeling for whatever the pro model is. I don't want my pro thing that I spent all this money to feel like the same one. If I'm paying on luxury, man, gold me out. Give me something that looks cool. You know what I'm saying? Extra lights. It's got to be something. But like, I just don't like this continuation of just the same thing. And we've been saying this for years. Like, I'm so bored with hardware. Like, that's why I don't have anything. It's just I'm bored with it, dog. It's like everything costs it costs a lot, and then it's not that useful. And it's like I'm just buying stuff because I'm bored. And I don't want to buy stuff because I'm bored. I want to buy stuff because I want to be creative. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what they're missing. They're missing for us, the sound is part of the creativity. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what defines the texture of the beat. That's what makes the sound. And that's
what got you here.
And I don't think they realize how important that is in what we do. Right. And I think that's partly on the producers too, because we're cool with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Until EA Ski starts speaking out, and we've been speaking out, like we brought it up, but EA Ski figured it out. He made the noise, you know what I'm saying? And which is great, because now I feel like going forward, these companies are gonna have to adjust, which I hope, man. Because like InMusic buying Moog, and InMusic is the same company as Akai, right? It's Akai. Who else do they have?
They had Akai, they got Avid, they got Newmark, they got M Audio, they got Sonovox. It's like 9, 10, 11 companies that they got. It's a lot.
That kind of worries me, bro. I'm not even gonna front
because it looks a bit like a monopoly.
Exactly. It's like if you have the core things already and you haven't figured it out with the voice of the community and getting the products right, and then you're acquiring all the other little pieces, and you still, I don't know if I have the confidence in them that they will figure out how to like work these. Like Moog is like a legacy company. It's like, I don't want you to mess this. I don't want the Moog MPC combo machine thing just like slapped together. Timberland edition. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be furious.
You know what I think it is too. And we don't have to stay here forever, but I want to dive a little bit deeper into this. I think now what we're seeing and what we're getting the marketing department. We're getting all marketing. The thing that made you a legend, the thing that made you a company and a force to be reckoned with, gone.
Right.
The sound, gone, bro. But as a producer, you got to care about your sound. You got to care about your sound. So back to the whole EA ski thing, this is where I'm going. Even though it was something that was steeped or birthed in controversy, I remember asking him, I was like, well, what's the end goal? And, now to see the maturation of this whole thing, because now it turned into him talking to Battlecat, talking to Just Blaze, talking to KLC, talking to all of these people, and now they're voicing their opinion, and it's waking people up. It's waking the younger generation up that never knew about it. It's waking up the generation of people that knew about it, but just kind of grew with the way things are, and you're kind of buying more into the workflow and the marketing, and you kind of went away from the sound. Is bringing all of that back around, and I think that that's dope. It became a movement. So like I said, despite being steeped in controversy or being birthed in controversy, it has really turned into something positive. And now people are paying attention to what's really important, because as a producer, nothing is more important to you than your sound. To say something is more important to music than sound is absurd. So regardless of where you hold other things in priority in terms of your music making and your production, sound has to be at the top. It is no way for your sound to not be at the top. So that is bringing an awakening to all of this. And hopefully, companies will take notice. They have to take notice. And now some people are going to have to pivot. And I remember real quick, because Ableton did the push 3. We can talk about push 3 too in a minute. And so somebody asked me, what's the difference with Ableton, or what's the sound and between the whole MPC type of thing? And I was like, that is a very good question. And my explanation of it is Ableton is a software company. This is the first thing they've ever put out that actually puts out sound.
Yeah.
Saying all that to say, MIDI. Right. So saying all that to say, if you are an Ableton user, you already had your own method. And let's face it, the Ableton community, which I am running for office for, is a nerdy community. So we got our ways of routing and outboard. Like we've been on that to get our sound right, because Ableton wasn't about the sound, whereas Akai is a hardware company that started with sound and then got into software. And it seems like when they got into software, they completely abandoned the things that made their hardware dope in terms of the sounds. And that, in my opinion, is where they went wrong.
So they're like Chevy making electric cars. And it's like, no, your history is American muscle. That's what That's what people know you for and love you for, right? So it's like, if you start making small electric cars, people gonna look at your brand like, bro, what are you doing? Like, it's a nice car, but this ain't what I asked for, right? And I think that's what they don't understand. It's like they're selling us one thing and we're asking for another. And it's like, this ain't what I want, bro. You know what I mean? But I think it's crazy. I think I think he's putting the right things in motion, right? I think once it affects the bottom line and the financial, and this keeps coming up, then none of these companies are going to change until the financial is affected. That's how it works. It's like, till they start losing money, you know what I mean? Then it's like, okay, let's listen, which it shouldn't be like that. It should be, and it's smaller companies to me that I feel like listen to the community. Like, what's the company? I'm forgetting the name that does like the SP 1200.
Isla Instruments. They do. And well, they do the SP2400. Shout out to Brad over at Island Instruments. I don't know him, but he's very transparent, and he does limited runs, and he takes pre-orders. That's when you can really care. But I mean, it's a smaller company, so he's not faced with the pressure. I don't know what his shareholders and investors things look like, and that's really what business is about. We don't even have to get into all that, but you and I understand that. But he has the luxury, the wherewithal, and just the better opportunity to have the look to be transparent. Whereas Akai, come on, it's owned by a company that owns a million different companies. You kind of get into this big business type of mentality to where, like I said, you're seeing the marketing and all of that type of stuff. And also Dave Rossum with the original SB1200, which he re-released, just a legend in the game. And I don't know if you saw, EA Ski got with him, did an interview, actually went to the lab where they put the new Rossum SB1200s together, and y'all just seeing circuit boards and capacitors and all that. I ain't gonna lie, it looked like the Carter in there. It's people in there with masks on, like with circuit boards and all that. I was like, oh, this is New Slap City.
You know how at New Jack City they would make the girls be naked and they just like bag it up? It's like just bad naked.
Exactly.
Just stuff, soldering circuits.
Fam, it was like the Carter there, man. But I think it's a new renaissance, man. I don't want to stay on the whole thing. I would love to break this story down a lot more, but I think it's a new renaissance. I think if you did not care about sound, you should. If you think your stuff sounds great the way it is without any of this converters and outboard gear and all that, that's also your prerogative. But I just encourage you to see the difference. You may think things are cool if you don't know another way. But once you get introduced to another way, like when I first met you, and you start coming to the crib, remember the drums, like you start hearing the drums.
Bro, I would call Oracle and I'd be like, bro, my drums do not sound like yours. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I would just like, bro, I'm doing the same thing, but it was what you were doing. It was the processing, right? And it was the extra, you know what I mean? So it took me a while to learn it. But once I understood, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the difference. This is why I would have the same drum as you. Because some of these drums I got from you. And when I would do it, it wasn't the same. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And then you showed, I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, this is the difference. Okay.
Yeah, so you come and you see the old MPC, you see the tape, you see all that stuff.
And even me, bro, I feel like I'm the most like workflow convenient guy. Like that's how I make beats. I don't want to deal with a bunch of outboard equipment for me because I just want to make beats. I want to be efficient. I have limited time. But and at first I'm like, man, like I'll pick that over the sound. But the issue is nobody should have to pick. You shouldn't have to pick whether it's efficient or the sound. It should already be the sound thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like that should already be the standard. And then I felt crazy for even thinking like that. Like, man, I'm over here settling. But it's just because that's what's given to me. It's not like it's readily available. It's like you had to do all this extra stuff just to get the standard. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to do that. But
it should be baked in, bro. It should be baked in. But me, that's why I would say I'm 50% the sound and I'm 50% the workflow. And it's not a lot of people that are that way. I'm dedicated to the sound, the real way of doing it, the tapes, the all of that, and I'm doing innovative workflow thing. Like you seen Ableton Rack with you press the random button, you get random combos and all that. But all those sounds are still steeped from vintage samplers, tape, all of that analog compression and all of that type of stuff. So I believe that there's a world, which I've been living in forever, where you can have the best of both worlds and you shouldn't have to settle for either or.
Hey man, these companies need to have like Key and Peele, how they had the interpreter, like Obama had the interpreter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These companies need somebody in the streets to translate. It could be Oracle, it could be me, it could be somebody else. I don't care who it is, bro. You just need somebody that's in the community of production. And when I say in the community, not just like certain, how do I say this without like not just certain genres. Like I feel like a lot of times it's like, and again, nothing more. I love house. I'm a house. If you know what I listen to house music 80% of the time. But I don't necessarily, a guy who just produces house isn't going to know about like pushing the sound and making your kicks like distorted, but it sounds good. I don't think he's going to be the right guy that understands that and is going to be trying to push for those features. So that's what I'm saying. Like, get people in the community that's like, that was really chopping samples, was really like about this and could talk that language that will kind of explain why this is important and how to market it. Because I feel like it's like a lapse in that communication, you know. So hopefully they figure it out.
Can we talk about the companies for a hot second?
Yeah.
I see that there's a thing going on now. I mean, and it makes sense. You know, we both are in the marketing, we both are into running businesses. But it seems like the companies, speaking of the point you just made, are solely focused on now who has the most subs on their channel. And that is the person that I'm going to send these units to, because why? I want to sell units as a company. And that is cool, but you have to realize not all of these people have the right type of respect to get everything that your product offers across. Sometimes people just got a lot of people, but then for people that care, they're like, this person has zero experience, or, you know, or this person just says everything is great. You know what I mean? So I can't really trust this person. And companies are buying, they're looking at the numbers. I've studied this a lot in the last month. They're looking at who got the most numbers, but not who has the most influence and who can really drive the community, because you're pitching to a community and you only have X amount of times to make wrong pitches to a community. So you got to get, like you were talking about, the liaisons in there, the people that are part of the community, influence the community, and the people that can speak the business language, know business, and also know the thing that's being done with the thing that you're selling. It's not a lot of people like that out there, but we exist. You exist, I exist. It's a few of us out there. And I think companies really need to tap in, even if it's not with me or you or whoever, but just stop strictly looking at numbers, because now this whole thing kind of, I don't want to say expose people, but it's opening people's eyes up to, I can't trust everything, because as a community, not to get on my pulpit, we are at times a toxic community. Let's just keep it real. It's a very toxic community when it comes to certain things. But we just got to get, like, the people, like I said, who are liaisons, to really get in there and tie everything together, so it's not a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors and people aren't falling for conviction. Because a lot of people out here, the reason why a lot of YouTubers have the amount of subs that they do is because of conviction. You can speak to me with conviction and be wrong, but if I'm easily swayed by conviction, then I'm going to rock with it. So you got to get the gatekeepers who got the conviction and are leading people in the right way. Like I said, I'm not going to get on the whole pulpit about it. Maybe I'll do it on a solo live, but I just think that that's what it is.
I just text you a name, or like a concept.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I ain't want to just like interrupt, but yeah, I think it's gonna be. It's tricky. It's tricky.
I like it. Yeah, definitely. What's this chat talking about, bro?
Hold on, did my oh, okay. I thought somebody just like, yo, I can't open what you sent me. What is this you sent me? And I was like, did my Instagram get hacked? So that's why I was like panicking, looking at my phone, like, wait, did my Instagram get hacked?
Oh no. Soundwave Zero, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, Soundwave, what up, bro? 912, what up, bro? He said, fam, I finally caught y'all again. We finally back.
No, it's not like you missed mad of them.
Yeah.
Actually, we ain't been on YouTube since last year.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We just like, we're gonna come kick it, get on stream.
Yeah,
definitely. It's tricky, man, with all these companies and stuff, man. And I think my biggest thing, bro, is these content creators who don't keep it 100, bro. Like,
yes,
it's certain people. Like I said, you can tell when content is your only job, how you like, how it sways what your opinion is, right? Like, I don't know if people remember, me and Oracle, I don't want to say got in trouble. It was a thing where we were making fun of someone at, what's it, Machine?
Native Instruments.
Yeah, we were making fun of somebody at Native Instruments, and they were like upset because we were like talking trash. But it's like, that's how we think. It's like, if I don't like it, I'm gonna make jokes. If I like it, I'm gonna big it up, right?
Yeah.
But it's when you're dependent only on content, I feel like sometimes people be doing these, like ESPN, you do hot takes for the content, you know what I'm saying? But it's like sometimes you miss. And I feel like content, you got to be bro, getting an NPC ain't all that, bro. Like, we need to get some money. We need to be getting, bro. If you see what these gamers and these other people are getting for these brand deals, like, we need more than just getting a piece of gear. Like, your opinion shouldn't be swayed by a piece of gear. So, like,
right. Especially if you're leading thousands of people.
Yeah.
Or hundreds of thousands of people, even tens of thousands of people. If everything you say is based off of pleasing companies so you get more gear, how real can I expect you to keep it?
Yeah, I don't trust you. And it's like, like Busy, perfect example. To me, Busy makes a living off content, but Busy will keep it a buck. Busy will throw stones and stuff. And that's why I respect, if I agree with him or not on the opinion, he gonna keep it a buck about how he feels. And he gonna throw rocks, which I like. If you don't like something, speak up. And I might not agree with it. I might be like, hey, bro, that's you. You know what I mean? But he has an opinion. I respect it. But if you don't have an opinion, that's when I'm like, I don't know what this fool up to. This dude is tricky. Right. He's up to something. Watch this guy.
Right, bro. Right. But yeah, I'm sure this topic will come up a little bit more just throughout this show, because it's really the biggest topic in the producer community. And it's the biggest topic that we've had in quite some time. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been kind of quiet about it, but I really have a lot. I really have a lot to say about it. So, but we can move on. We can move on.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, definitely. But speaking of Akai, no, but speaking of Music, you brought up earlier, Music acquired Moog.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm just, again, it's the same company, bro. I'm just like, it's like going to a restaurant and then it's like the restaurant is kind of like mid, and then they be like, guess what? We're opening up a brunch spot, and you like, yeah. Mid red velvet waffles.
No, you just described Atlanta. Boy, you just described, we got a grass wall and $50 roster pasta. This is the spot. No, it's not. But yeah, they acquired Moog. I don't know what that means for Moog.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them getting away from the true Moog sound, the way it's made. That's really what Moog is. Now,
hold on, Paul. Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt. But if you said Akai, if 10 years ago, if you would have said Akai is going to move away from the classic MPC sound,
bro, so I'm gonna keep it real, man. You better not fuck this up. That's all I'm saying. You cannot mess that up, bro. Yeah, that's kind of like that's kind of like a last straw type of thing. Yeah, I don't know what the roadmap looks like. Like I said, companies don't just acquire people and just have nothing on the books and they figure it out the next day. They got something on the books, and I tell you what, buddy, it better be damn good, because y'all not looking good. Parent company in music. Hey, listen, you're the parent company of Akai, which is under fire. Therefore, you are under fire for your acquisition of Moog. You better do the right thing. Man, you better do the right thing.
And they say they're dropping a new product that's supposed to be like exciting.
Don't give me the Moog +1.
It's like, is it software? Because is it a lot of Moog plugins? I don't feel like
it's a lot of Moog emulation plugins, but from the company itself, I don't think so.
Yes, I feel like they probably can get into that space. I mean, it makes sense if it's nobody, if it's not there, that's probably the easiest play. But they making it seem like, it's gonna be like new. I don't know. My faith in that company right now, it's a little shaky. And of course, y'all can win me back. Drop some dope stuff, man. Put some good stuff out in the community. Do the community right, and I will be happy. But them acquiring them acquiring a company that I love and is like known for like sound and like classic and like people look up for it for that nostalgia, and then the company that just messed up the nostalgia on something else is acquiring it, to me is like, I don't like it. But who am I?
It's a bad look. This could make or break you here. Yeah. This could make or break you, because if you start Mooging it up, or if everything we hear about your acquisition of Moog in the next 5 years is all software, fam, that's nasty. Don't do that. Yeah. But yes, they have acquired Moog. It will be very interesting to see what they do with Robert Moog's legacy. I'm gonna keep it funky with you. We saw what they did with Roger Lynn's legacy, even though it's not the exact same company as Akai. Is don't do that. Yeah. You know what not to do because you've showed yourself what not to do. So let's get it right this time.
Yeah, it's a little trippy, man. Oh, yeah, this is something that I saw and I was like, yeah, it's an interesting topic. So I don't know who Mac DeMarco is. I'm not as familiar with his music, but I saw this article with him talking about why is all music mastered like a CD when nobody listens to CDs anymore. He's like, yo, everything's on 44.1 when we're past that. We're on digital, but everybody makes music like we're making it for CDs. And I'm like, that is a very like, why don't we change? Like, what is the, you know what I'm saying? Is it a reason for that? Is it the radio still? Is it like the formats? But like, if we've all moved to this digital format, and I'm sure it's like a different quality that can be played, why doesn't music like evolve to that new format since it's played on the new format? You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a really good question. I don't know. Now I wonder, is there like a ceiling? Because all right, we get in the human perception of hearing. Right. Is there a ceiling of the difference that you could hear, or not the difference that you could hear, but like, is there some type of cross of maximum quality and efficiency? Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's more efficient to do it this way because if we did it, it's kind of like having a 20K TV. Like, your human eyes can only perceive up to a certain resolution. So, so why take up 1 million gigs of space if you can only see up to this much? You know what I mean? So, because it's like, but that's a good question. I never heard that question being raised before.
Because it's like, I guess it's like with Tidal, it's like those FLAC files sound beautiful, but it's like, it's a big ass file. It's like each song is like,
yeah.
You don't know life until you done heard a FLAC file, boy. Them FLACs, them joints different. It's like, that's what they just need to play people. When people don't understand the difference in sound, just play people FLAC files versus like an MP3.
There you go.
Dog, it's like game changer, bro.
It's game changer for your day of a hard drive too.
you don't know love until Anita Baker is whispering in your ear talking about the rapture of love and FLAC. You know what I mean? She just right here. I hear a road right here, and it's Anita's right here. You know what I mean?
I felt a cool wind. The FLAC gave me the cool breeze when she was singing, bro.
Girl singing "Back Up, Hand Me a Glass of Water." It's just like, it's crazy. FLAC is different. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yo, by the way, Anita Baker and Babyface beefing on Twitter is wild.
I don't know what is going on with the world. I feel like we're in a strange like spot. It's like beefs that I'm just like, how did we get here?
Dog, 60-plus-year-olds beefing on Twitter. I mean, first of all, shout out to both of the legends. Let's keep it funky. But if you would have told me there would be a day where I would see Anita Baker and Babyface beefing on Twitter, you couldn't pay me to believe that Anita Baker and Babyface had Twitter. Bruh, where are we going, bruh? Where are we? Check the map. Somebody check the map. Where are we now?
I need Babyface to go on Tom Joyner. Like, it's like Funk Flex.
Hit the cruise.
Yo, Anita. I'm sick and tired. Drop the bomb. Turn them bombs off.
Babyface go drop a freestyle?
Yeah. He just pull out the guitar like he did on the verses. Like, I got a rapture for you, cuz.
Oh, wait. Somebody said why they beefing. I guess we should give some context. So I am not 100. I won't have 100% of the facts. I want to make sure I get it right. But basically, it revolves around they're on tour together, or were on tour together. The tour is the Songstress Tour. I believe that's the title of it. Babyface, the first thing I saw was Babyface put out a video about having to apologize for not performing one night or something like that. And he's citing the reason was Anita Baker was very late, which pushed him back, that type of thing. So since then, you've just been kind of hearing back and forth. And Anita Baker's like, first of all, let's get it right. He is a supporting, not opening act. I don't want to say that, but a supporting act. This is my tour. He's a supporting. Yeah, exactly. He's a co. It's gotten real messy. Listen, I don't know who did it first, but Anita Baker sent the Beehive after Babyface. I think Babyface might have activated the Beehive first, but I know in her last tweet, she said something like, by the way, Babyface doesn't like Beyonce either. Something crazy like that. I was like, that's why I'm like, fam, I would never in a million years believe that our legends, our older legendary legends, would be beefing like this on Twitter. What is the world?
Next up on the Quiet Storm, we got the new Anita Baker diss by Baby.
Yeah, so apparently Babyface has left the tour, been let go, kicked off the tour. I don't know, but I will say this. It's like watching a king and a queen have a fist fight.
Right. It's Game of Thrones.
You're like, I didn't think people in this level of society even got down like that.
Sir,
but apparently they do.
I challenge you to a duel. Like,
whoa. Not white gloves to the cheeks.
Not Lannisters.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy out here. But I mean, caught up in the rapture, I guess. But I'll say this is probably the end of the road for them. I don't know if he wrote that song, but I tried to make that joke.
Yeah. If he did, that's a great joke. If he did, that's a good one. That was a good one.
Hey, listen, I threw it out there. If it checks out, ching ching. I won, bro.
Review to play. Coach's challenge.
Right. Right. But yeah, it's getting nasty out here, man. I don't know.
What's your advice on alternative / non-commercial beat producer? Could you explain what you mean by alternative / non-commercial beat producer? Because
right, I think I got it, but I
do too. But I just want to make sure because I don't know what commercial beat producer. I mean, I get what you're saying, but
yeah, DJ 912, you wild. you are super wild. I thought this was interesting too. Nile Rodgers. This recently just came across my joint. Nile Rodgers. Come on, you gotta know who Nile Rodgers is.
Super goat,
super famous, legend in the game. Has spoke out for artists and producers embracing AI technology.
Hey, I'm with it.
Shout out to Nile Rodgers. Shout out to Nile Rodgers.
I'm with it.
Listen, man, AI is not here to ruin. AI is here to enhance. It just depends. I always say it's like a gun. A gun could be used to hunt food to feed your family, or a gun could be used to rob somebody. You know what I mean? So a new technology comes along. It's going to be talked about. It's going to be scrutinized. But it's here to stay. So I think everybody should just figure out how to best use it, adapt to it. Don't let it replace you, but let it enhance you. And that was our idea when we did the whole producer AI course that we just put out. It's here to enhance you. And for everybody, it's like, oh, AI it's lazy and it's not real and it's not the real deal. I mean, hey, listen, man. People said the same thing about the microwave. Now, how often do you use your stove versus how often you use your microwave?
Bro, the internet.
You know what I mean?
People said the same thing about the internet. Like, who's going to send emails? This doesn't make sense. And now it's like, I can't picture a world without doing these things. And it's like,
yeah,
y'all don't think AI is going to be like this? It's like, bro, it's already happening. It's already happening around you. You just don't know it yet. Like, bro, one of my apps that I use, it's a clothing app, bro. It's got ChatGPT. I could text my clothing app and be like, yo, what should I wear? And it will go through my clothes and pick out what I want to wear. That's crazy to me, bro. It's like, it's picking through my closet and finding my outfits. So it's like, it's going to happen. So if you're a producer, like most producers say, yo, I need a manager. I need someone to help me with social media. I need a publisher. I'm trying to get more exposure. All of these things is stuff that you could kind of utilize AI to help you build out all of this stuff. It's just having a system, which is why we created the course. So make sure you check it out, man. Yes. To me, I think it's for producers. If you want to be like more productive, get your workflow, like just be more like, to me, I feel like I've hired 3 people and I haven't hired anybody. That's the way I feel like with chat. And I've hired, me and Oracle are the virtual assistant kings. I don't think nobody's had more virtual assistants and more experience than us with hiring and
years.
And to me, chat is like three virtual assistants that I only have to pay $20 a month and I can get unlimited revisions. It's like, yeah, you know.
Exactly. To take it back to the old analogy that we used to use on the show, is the difference between a screwdriver and a power screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them going to do the same thing. One is going to enhance your building ability. You could build your house faster. Therefore, you could build more houses. You'll get the same result. You just cut out the time. So when it comes to AI, it's not going to make you lazy unless you let it make you lazy. You have to go ahead and let it enhance you and just let it make you be a better version of you. Don't let it become you. And once people wrap their minds around that concept, then we'll be in a good space. But like I said, a lot of us, especially in this community, and I'll keep talking about the community now, we scrutinize heavily. Things that have worked in other communities, we're usually the last to get it. When it comes around, we scrutinize it, whereas other communities are like welcoming and at least will check it out before they form an opinion. Us, not so much. We have to get better in that. And also when things come out as a community, we tend to saturate things at the ground level. Like we talked about before, having AI make a rap verse for you, that's cool. And that's fun. That's novelty. And it could actually be a thing. But that is not even the tip of the iceberg as to what this can do for you. We've been tapped in with the community for a while. We do surveys, we do questionnaires. We know what the pain points of the community are. And we know that this technology can fix those pain points. You have problems with marketing, you have problems with social media, you don't know how to set up your website, you don't know how to write emails, you don't know where to start, you don't know how to respond to customers. All of these things that you have a problem with, this thing is here to fix. So before you scrutinize based off of whatever, I just encourage you to check it out and become more familiar, because like we said, it's not going anywhere. It can only help you. So you might as well get tapped into it early and let it help you in the right ways.
That's big fact. Especially these labels, they investing in AI heavy.
Yep,
If you
pay
look at a lot of
attention.
these AI companies, the main people investing, the labels.
Pay attention.
You need to know that also. It's like, if you want this to be your career, you have to know how the business is going to change. Just like when streaming happened, if you were used to older deals and like CDs, you had to adapt to learn how to change with the atmosphere. And AI is the next thing of, you have to learn how to adapt to what's going on. Dog, have you seen the new Google? This is totally some super nerdy.
Yeah.
But you
Young
saw
Bard
the new,
out there?
No, it's another
or
one.
Or the LM?
It's the Google generative search. So it looks just like Google, but instead of the top thing where it shows like the carousel of products, it gives you an answer like chat. And
I haven't seen the official Google one, but I have another one that I use in place of Google. So
it's like, bro, SEO is about to go out the window. It's like how SEO works is about to be done. It's like all of these things are completely changing, like internet. So it's like, if SEO is changing, right? If someone could be like, yo, I want a Drake type beat, and now the AI is deciding which one do I pick.
Yeah, that SEO is gone.
It's different now. All that like Drake type beat, all of that, it's done for. So it's like, it's so many ways that people have to understand, like, yo, this is gonna help you, but you have to be aware and like use it to your advantage, man. Like, bro, I'm not about to sit here and think of all these social media captions. I'm not gonna do it, bro. If I got something that could do it better than me, or 80% of what I could do quicker,
right,
let's run it. So I'm gonna use that tool. I'm gonna put my input in it. That's the key. You had to put your sauce in it. You had to,
yes,
you know what I mean? Like, you had to input, and that's what we did with the prompts. We put the sauce in there. So all you got to do is just copy paste and get the more in tune results instead of the generic.
Exactly. In order for it to enhance you, you have to be somewhere in there. And that's the thing. But that's an interesting point you brought up about SEO. Yeah, all that's going to be done, but you got to adapt. Just like before SEO was the thing, people had to adapt to SEO. The key to survival and the key to thriving in this industry, and seemingly every industry now, is your ability to adapt and your open-mindedness. You gotta be open-minded, because and part of it, Google was getting bad.
Oh yeah.
Google itself is bad, because now you search for one thing, and since they're so beholden to shareholders, you're gonna get a lot of ads first, sponsored search joints. So after I sift through those 10, now I get the real answers. So a lot of people have been using Chat GPT for search and for things that they use Google for. And TikTok, the same way. You use TikTok a lot of times before you use Google, because you're going to get direct answers. You're not going to get a whole bunch of sponsored ads and all of this type of crap. You're going to get exactly what you search for, man. So I guess shout out to Google for recognizing that and, getting in on it and pivoting. Just don't let it become an ads driven thing like everything else.
It is. It will.
That's where you lose every time.
Especially Google. Ads is, I didn't realize this. I think I heard today it was ads is like 70% of their revenue. It's something crazy of their revenue. It's like dumb high. So it's like, it's all gonna have ads to it. DJ Nato says, have you seen the new Apple stuff, bro?
Oh,
have I?
Okay. Let's are you ready to get into the Apple stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I think people get it. Like, to me, I think the thing is people get shocked about a price and like they don't get it. So I have this, right? I use this all the time. The Quest 2, right? Gonna get the Quest 3. I spend a lot of time in VR. I've used it a lot. That costs about $400. The Quest 2, the Quest 3 is $500. The stuff that Apple joint does not compare. It's like 20 times better than the Quest. So it's like I knew the price was going to be crazy.
I too have one, but I do not spend nearly as much time in VR as you do.
Yeah, I play golf all day in it.
Yeah. Now, okay, so I'm going to throw out a question first. Who is this for?
Really nerdy rich people who want to just buy tech and try stuff out. Like people just like my homeboy, right? He's got money. He's a developer. Like he's going to buy this and just sit around and then come up with ideas for stuff. He's going to be the guy that makes apps for it. And then in 4 years, when it's the Vision SE, and then we're just putting on some Ray-Bans, then we can be like, oh, I love that. To me, this is what it's for. It's not for everybody. It's like, this is the first one so we can figure out where this is going. So that's why I'm not tripping about how much it costs, because it's not for me. They're not building this for me. They're building this for, it's like the gigantic Apple like tower joint, those like the MacBook desktop
the $4, $5, $6 grand joints.
Yeah, bro, that's not for me. I don't need that. So it's not for me. It just looks cool. You know what I mean? And to me, that's what the Vision Pro is. It's not about this one. To me, it's about the Vision 4, the Vision 5. To me, that's when it's like, okay, that's when it makes sense. Because the smaller it gets, the crazier it's gonna get. And this is the first step.
Are they pitching it like that, or are they just pitching it like it could be for the average person?
They are pitching. I feel like you have to, though, because especially with VR, right? It's such a weird concept. My homeboy tried to get me on it for a year, and I fought it. I was like, bro, I don't want this. Like, why would I want it? And as soon as I put it on, I was like, I'm so stupid. Why did I wait? Like, I love
you got me on it.
Yeah, but it's one of those things
with the same thing.
Yeah, if somebody explains it to you, it's hard to get it. But when you see it, it's like, oh. And I felt like they did a good job of like showing what it could be and making it like tangible for people. And I feel like that's the hard part of like making it like fit to what people got. But dog, imagine going to a session, we all in like Vision Pros, and it's like you just look at somebody's laptop and you just pulling up their Fruity Loops and like you over here doing this and like putting a drum pad. Oh, I can't wait, dog. I can't wait.
But you are right. It's when it comes to this, and it's funny because I feel like this is the first time where I feel comfortable using the term AR. And for those who don't know, AR is augmented reality. The difference between VR and AR is VR is virtual reality, where you're totally immersed into the world of the headset or whatever it is. AR merges the real world with the virtual world as an overlay. So you can kind of get through your regular life. You won't punch a hole in your wall, and you could interact with things in the real world. I agree that this is the infant stages of this, and where it can go is amazing. However, I don't feel like it's going to catch on to mainstream, and I don't think they do either, until it is not a big plasma TV on your face. Now, Apple has done a job of making it as cool looking as it possibly can while having an entire Olympic-sized swimming pool on your face.
Yeah.
But the fact that they entered this arena made me happy, not because it's Apple, but let's say the Quest and all of that stuff is dope. they know how to make hero apps and all of that type of stuff, but they're not going to be the ones to make it look cool. Once Apple enters the room, if they can't do nothing else, they're going to make the user experience top notch. They're going to make things look as best as they can be. And they will be the people that indicate how good something this big and bulky can possibly look in this day and age. And they're going to lead the charge into making it the smallest, most integrated thing in your life as possible. So I'm happy they're in the space, but I agree with you, for $3,500, it's not for me. But whoever it's for, I want all of y'all to get it, and I want all of y'all to give Apple the feedback. So like you said, down the line with a 4, 5, 6 Vision Pro is in place, and it's just the little glasses that look like some Cartier joints or something like that. Now we rocking. But right now, you have the Atlantic Ocean on your face with the uncanny valley eyes on the outside. It's a little creepy, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be a while. I think it's gonna take, because I mean, think about the iPhone. The first iPhone, the fat back, the silver back, that boy was thick. It was like this thick.
He said the fat back.
The fat back iPhone, them joints was thick. They were heavy. They didn't take good pictures. It was like clunky. It wasn't like the greatest experience. It was just cool. It's like, man, this is a different kind of phone. You know what I mean? And then it's like 2 was like, all right, this is better. And then by the time they got to the 5 and the 6, it's tiny. It's like they've got it real like together. And then they went the opposite way of like, all right, let's start making bigger phones. Because people wanted bigger phones. You know what I mean? And then they went the opposite. So it's like, I think about 4 or 5, the vision is going to be nice. It's going to be cool. It's going to be something we could just walk around and wear. And it's gonna be normal of like that's how we do stuff. You know what I mean? And
you know what,
it's gonna be fire. What you saying?
You know what I'm curious to see? How, I kind of know it's gonna be a positive impact, but how much this impacts people's willingness to use this, because as you know, but some people may not know, the problem with virtual reality with things like the Quest 2 and all of that other stuff is being enclosed in that world makes at least 20% of the users nauseous.
Oh yeah.
So you're physically excluding a lot of people from it. And a lot of people like, I don't want to invest in it because it might make me nauseous, because it made my friend nauseous. Like, I'm fine on it. But my wife, I bought her one at the same time. She gets nauseous using it. So now with the AR, with it having the real world that you can see through, that probably eliminates, if not all, at least 90% of that problem. So now you can get more people into it. So I just want to see how many more people embrace this technology, because you don't have to worry about the whole nausea thing anymore.
Dog, Ableton LX in the Vision Pro.
Stop. Come on, man. Don't do
that. With the chat,
don't do that to me.
Integration. You know what I mean? Come on, dog.
What? You know what I think is funny though? A lot of people like, oh, one of the things with the Vision Pro is I can sit here and I can have 4 virtual huge life-size screens. And I'm like, you could already do that, champ.
Oh yeah.
So that's how you know a lot a lot of behind. Yeah, because we wait, hold on. What's the app? Immerse. Yeah. Bruh.
Yeah, that's how I work. I sit here, I'll sit here, put the headset on, and then I'll be like, have a giant computer screen and look like I'm floating in middle space, and I'll be over here typing, doing my joint, you know what I mean? Watching YouTube over here. Vibing.
Yeah. My joint in Immerse, my favorite environment. I don't know, it's this little cabin, you kind of outside and all of that stuff. You got the mountains and the snow. And bro, I got a screen out there on the mountain that's showing me whatever. I got a screen here, a screen here. It's incredible. But just the fact that they're like, oh, now you can do this. I'm like, a lot of people weren't tapped in, because you could always do stuff like that.
See, the life hack, bro, if you have a Quest, bro, you could like not Camlink. Camlink is the joint for my camera. The AirLink, that's what it's called. AirLink. You could AirLink your laptop to that joint, and then you could go and immerse. So I could be like, looks like I'm floating over the ocean, and then I got all these screens, and I have my Fruity Loops right here. Then I have like a music video, but I have it on mute. Like I have that, and then I have like a Cure over here, and I'm just making beats, dog. I'm like floating through space, it's a vibe, bro. If you haven't done it, it's one of those things that just experience it one time where it's like, oh, this is cool. It's a different way of making beats. It's like,
that's a fact.
You just in a different environment. For me, when I get in different places, that's when I get creative. Like if I travel, I feel like I make better beats. If I'm in a new studio, I make better beats. I'm around new people, I make better beats than if I'm just in the house all day. So sometimes like making me feel like I'm in a different environment is like, oh, okay, cool. I get new ideas. So, try it out. Something to look into.
Man, definitely. Shout out to a few people that entered the chat. Ice Cold Beverages in the building.
Hey, ice cold.
What up, brother? What up? DJ 912, shout out to you, man. Definitely shout out to you. Let's see what else is oh, Apple also announced new Macs.
Oh yeah,
at their latest conference. I don't notice the specs on the new Macs. Let's see. But I mean, it's though I'm not a Mac user. I respect it, but I'm not a Mac user. But I imagine the Mac heads are excited.
Yeah, it's about time for me to get a new one. So I've been keeping my eye out about to enter the arena of getting a new one.
Okay. Now, yeah, I don't know what they offer. It's not gonna be touchscreen.
Oh yeah, you know that. Your buddy says, Trizza, in that case, what would be the best traveling laptop for beats? I mean, for me, I'm just a MacBook. You know what I mean? I'm eyeing the new M2 14-inch MacBook Pro. So that's the one I'm looking at. Oracle probably. If it's anything outside of Mac, Oracle's the guy to tell you the best travel laptop.
Yeah, for a travel laptop, if you're looking for a small, compact, and functionality with all the features and probably being a convertible, the Dell XPS line is still a good way to go. I've fallen in love. I've had 2 or 3 HP Envy laptops in the last couple years. The HP Envy, really dope. So in my last bit of experience, I would say either the Dell XPS series or the HP Envy series. And to be honest with you, I think I don't know what laptop I have now. I couldn't even tell you the brand or the name. That's my favorite. But I do have an Envy. I don't know if you can see on that stand behind me. Incredible. That's a HP Envy 360. If you want like a high-powered yet really still portable laptop for a good price, go HP.
Bennett.
Yes, sir, bro. So we can do hold on. I feel like it's other news.
Yeah, we can do like 1 or 2 more, and then I gotta get off to put the kiddo to sleep in a little bit.
Yes, indeed. All right, cool. So in that case, let's do tip of the week.
Yeah, okay.
I have a tip of the week, and you can see this tip in action again this weekend. So we talked earlier about me doing the lives with the new drum pack and cooking up and all that, and you seeing what's going on. Underneath of all of that, though, I made these drums, and a lot of what people don't know too, as I'm hitting the button and it's switching the drums and switching the combination, a lot of those drums are being created in real time, meaning they did not exist before. That's my own proprietary thing that I've developed or whatever. But the point is, test things that you make with actual music accompanying them. That goes to sound designers, even producers, but mostly I'm speaking to sound designers and aspiring sound designers right now. When you make sounds, because I see a lot of people making sounds, so you make the sound and there's nothing else with it. You never test it against anything. I always test, and that's why I do the random thing. I want to test it against as many different types of material, or test it with, should I say, as many different types of material as possible, so I know what it's going to sound like. Because once you sell it or get it to the people that are going to use it, they're not going to. It's not going to be a song with only a snare. You did. It's going to have all this stuff with it. So why not make it with all this stuff with it? So that's just my tip of the week to any aspiring sound designer, especially when you make your sound. Even if you make the sound by itself with nothing playing, test it with other stuff, or make a batch of them and then test it with music. And you'll find a lot of the stuff that you thought worked doesn't work that great when you put other things with it. And vice versa. A lot of the things that you're like, once you get it around other things, it sounds amazing. And I know everyone's had this experience where you might have heard a song that you really like broken down, and you hear the drums or the drum track, you're like, this is not that great by itself. But then the rest of the music comes on, and you're like, it ties everything together. You never listen to music that's one thing, or a lot of times you don't. So just keep in mind when you're creating, put the whole thing together and then and test it all out together. It's like an outfit. Shirt look nice, but put it with a fit. See what the fit look like.
You gotta see what it look like with the shoes. You gotta make sure it fit right with the jeans. Smart. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, that's my tip of the week. So
I got a quick one.
Okay.
Use the producer AI playbook to enhance what you got going on. I used a negotiator joint this week. I had a situation. I had to negotiate a paycheck. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hit the negotiator prompt on ChatGPT. Me and Oracle. Well, Oracle came up with that one, great one, but it's in the book that we came out with. And I put that in there, and it gave me a percentage higher than what I was thinking. I was thinking it one way, and it went way higher. And I was like, I don't know. And I second guessed it. Then I was like, you know what? What I got to lose? They just gonna tell me no if they don't like it. We can always negotiate. And they took it. They took it.
Boom.
So for me, it was great because again, it's a second opinion. And again, yes, it's the AI. Yes, it's the computer. But no, to me, I don't think it's some evil robot about to take over. At least not yet. At least we got 10 years for that. Come on, bro. If we can't get a Vision Pro to be some Ray-Bans, we not at the point where AI is going to murder us. Okay, we at least got 10 years. Let's be realistic. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now that we got that out the way, we got 10 years to figure this out and how to maximize using AI. If you believe whatever you're gonna believe, right?
You hear that, AI? Wait 10 years. Wait 10 years to murder me.
Yeah. And look, if you believe in karma, I'm putting out good AI karma. ChatGPT, no, we locked in. We like this. Me and Chat, we here. You know what I'm saying? So robot rebellion ever happens, who good? Me. I've been talking.
He's one of the good ones. He thanks me after every response.
Is there a flock of flame over there?
I do think it's wild though when people are like, yo, ChatGPT wants to take over the world and eradicate humans. First of all, listen, as human beings, we tend to anthropomorphize everything. And basically what that means is putting human characteristics on things that we do not understand so we can quickly try to understand them better. AI does not want to do anything. Okay? It's a reflection off of the human user. I'll always go back to the like a gun or a bow and arrow type of analogy. Like a crossbow does not want to kill you. The person holding the crossbow may want to kill you. You know what I'm saying? So AI is the same thing, but please, it's not a human. It doesn't want anything. It doesn't think anything. It's just based off of prompts, and it's based off what you put into it. And as you can see that more, you can better get into the world of AI, be less afraid of it, and have it enhance you and be a bit better, you know?
It's so crazy, bro. When people ask me for advice about marketing or money, you know what my first thing to tell them is? If they my homie, I'm like, yo, get chat and get some prompts. Learn how to use prompts and get chat. You will make more money because you're going to be more effective. It's simple. It's literally, you could do twice as much as I could do twice as much. I don't want to say everybody because I've been in these AI streets for years, but I'd say you could do 1.5. You 0.5 better than what you would instantly. Like not even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like not even trying for a minute. Yeah, you could copy and paste and be 0.5 more productive, like half of what you already done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just instantly. And it's like, why wouldn't you? Like, I don't know, man. Invest in it, look at it. And we have some free prompts too. So if y'all need those, let us know.
Creative fuel, man. I'll post it up in my stories later on. This segment isn't listed, but I'll give a chat AI tip of the week too. Maybe that's something that we should start doing too. An AI tip of the week. So just off the top, you've seen a lot of people ask chat to act as an expert in something, which will get you a way better response. Whatever you're trying to do, let's just say it's social media content. So you ask chat to act as a social media expert, or or whatever type of expert for whatever you're trying to do. Here's a key. Here's a little flip. Shout out to Little Flip. The ask it to act as a consultant the difference between asking it to act as an expert and asking it to act as a consultant is when you ask it to act as a consultant, it gives you more suggestions and advice instead of just knowledge. It suggests things and all of that. So now the key on top of the key, I've found much success by asking it to act as an expert and a consultant. So, it's an expert, an expert such as you are. I want you to act as a social media expert and consultant. Now you get the best of both worlds right there. Smart. So that's my AI tip of the week.
Next week I have the sound effects. I'm so mad. I did all the stuff to get the production for the podcast right, and then none of it worked. So I got to go back to the drawing board. But next week,
man, shout out to you for putting in that work, though.
Next week I'll have it. I have some cool sound effects and stuff. The production will be much better.
Yeah, we knocking the dust off this week.
Yeah, it was a little rusty.
Yeah, we knocking it. We there you go. Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Salute, brother. Salute.
Yes,
so
sir.
Yeah, next week we'll be back. We'll be better, back and better, man. We've been gone for a minute. Now we back with the jump off.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
all right,
indeed.
man. Let me get up off of here. So before my daughter have a fit. And...
Already know, but get it in. We'll see you all next week. By the way, before we close out, if you have any questions, any suggestions about anything, feel free to DM me, DM Young Trizza, because your boys are back on it. And yes, with that being said, brother, do you have anything you want to talk about, pitch, promote, anything?
Man, theproducerkit.com. Man, bunch of new stuff coming, new packs coming. Been promoting a lot of the stuff that we released before. So more balance has been going crazy lately. So get that if you haven't. And just expect some cool stuff coming up in the future. And of course, get the Young Producer AI playbook. That's the biggest thing. What about you?
Indeed. Man, listen. New drum sample pack and Ableton drum rack. I haven't seen anybody do anything like this. Coming soon. It's going to be boom bap censored. Follow me on Instagram. I'll be doing a whole nother live set on Friday or Saturday. I may have a little special guest piece of equipment with me too, but I'll be doing another live set this weekend so you can hear the new kit, and I'll explain more about what's going on. So please stay tuned. If you have suggestions for what the name of it should be, please let me know. Golden Era Drums is the working title, and if I don't get any better suggestions before now and then, that's what it's going to be called. Check it out. And as my brother said, look and check out the AI Producer playbook. Don't be scared, be prepared. Sure. This thing has helped me tremendously.
That was a good tagline. I like that one.
Don't be scared, be prepared. Come on, that's the bar right there, baby.
That was a good one. That was a good one. That boy a marketer, boy. Woo.
I'll wait till the end of the show to turn on my inner Al Sharpton / Jesse Jackson. But anyway, yeah, man. So check out the Producer AI playbook, man. Embrace this whole thing. And that's all I got, man. That's all I got for this week. I think that's enough. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all. So next week we be back.
Yes, sir. By the way, shout out to Lee. Lee summed up the whole episode. OMG, y'all back.
Yes, sir.
Exactly, bro. So listen, it's been another episode of UnQuantized podcast, and we haven't said this in a long